little bit sassy, a little bit crazy, a little bit classy. We got dreams and we got goals. We're just a couple of old sassholes.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to a Couple of Sassholes podcast. I'm Brooklyn Maple.
I'm Heather Terry.
And this is our hour of fucked up shit by fucked up people doing weird shit for weird reasons.
Weird.
Fucking
weird.
A lot of weird shit.
There's a lot of weird shit.
You know what's also kind of weird?
What's weird?
That right now I am technically on my honeymoon as we pre-record everything.
Right now it's January, but right now when you hear this, sassholes, this bitch is on her honeymoon. She has the audacity to go on a honeymoon.
I know.
The audacity.
I will be so excited.
Yeah, I bet you will.
I'm also, as I mentioned in the other one, proud of ourselves for doing all this shit so early.
See, I tried to trapdoor us. I was like, we can just post an old episode. She was like, nope, give the people what they want. And you know what? I was like, you're right, fine. Fine.
Let's do it. Ew.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was about.
Sassy.
We have been recording for a long time, so I'm also like being a wild banshee.
We have.
Banshee
Yes.
Brooklyn.
You know what else is wild, though? I need to talk to you about this. Scott Peterson's case, and this is probably, you guys will have an update by the time it comes out.
Oh, 100%.
It's 5 months.
This is no longer a current event.
But it is to me, and I want to talk about it, so just deal with it.
I love it. Tell me.
Scott Peterson's case got picked up by the California Innocence Project.
How is that possible?
Here's the thing.
It was Kim Kardashian. Fucking whore.
They only pick those up if there is, to make sure there's a beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
So they only picked it up because they have to have some kind of info that nobody else knows, or they wouldn't even touch it.
Actually,
So I want to know what it is.
I mean, we've heard a million times about like evidence that was not brought to trial that should have been brought to trial that would have 100% gotten someone off.
Yeah.
There must be something. But who the fuck did it then?
I don't know. I think that they're going to focus on the fact that the house across the street was broken into.
Of course.
Like the day before or something.
Yeah.
I think they don't think that they dove in hard enough to that. But I mean, I don't know. They want to make sure he didn't get railroaded.
Right.
So I get it, whatever. But I feel like there's other people that maybe need their help more than Scott Peterson.
I don't remember though what evidence did they have against him besides the affair?
Oh, I don't remember.
See,
did
that's
we
a
do an
problem.
episode on that?
No,
we did not.
We have not done an episode on him because one of us would know. Heather's like, we do. No, we would. You remember?
I don't.
You might not remember their names, but I remember the story.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm interested to see what comes of that, if anything.
I am too.
So maybe by the time this comes out, everybody will know some shit. I still think he did it.
Oh, I do too.
100%.
Me too. Most of the time, when a guy has a pregnant wife and he's having an affair, for whatever reason, he kills the pregnant wife and his unborn child.
Yeah. And then he, what was it? He took the boat out to some weird place that's not good for fishing. And he said he was fishing and it was like 2 hours away and the boat was tiny.
Yeah, but didn't they try to check the water and they still couldn't find her body or no?
Yeah, but I mean, where it was, it'd be really hard to figure it out. I don't know. Anyway, I still think he did it. I think they need to stop.
Motherfuckers.
Leave it alone. Damn it.
Who knows? I don't
knows?
know. We say it, God forbid it comes back out and they're like, we have foolproof evidence that he didn't do it.
It would be really, that's what I'm saying. Like if it comes out that he's innocent, my mind will, you'll have to squeegee my brains.
And that's the problem with all of that. Yeah. When people believe that somebody did something and they do not. I mean, we've seen it so many times when family members are like, I still don't care.
That's true.
We have a video of him explicitly murdering this person. I still don't believe he did it.
Right?
Because they can't squeegee their brains.
Oh, my God.
Motherfuckers. So you're going to hop into your story.
I am going to hop in.
Very hot news right now, or it just recently was. We always try to... You know, obviously there's always so much excitement around certain stories and documentaries come out and we're like, ooh, what the fuck? And then you try to wait for it to die down.
Yeah, we were letting the dust settle.
Yes.
On this. So
and the dust, fuck.
Man, we're so, what, me?
I blame you for saying the first word wrong. We will definitely have the dust having settled very aggressively as this episode comes out 6 months later.
Yeah. So no dust.
Yeah. Then what's fun about this episode too, though it's a solo act by Heather, it happens to be one that I know. So that makes it a little bit more fun.
Yeah. And then you knew I was doing it too. So spoiler alert. Because normally it's like I'm very like hush hush about my stuff.
Yes, it's very annoying.
I know. It gets on your nerves.
It totally does.
Which brings me a little bit of joy.
And that is annoying too.
Okay, today we're going to talk about the rise and fall of Amy Carlson, Mother God, leader of Love Has Won cult. This is a very hot topic now. It is all over the place. When I first heard about it was on episode 306 of My Favorite Murder in 2021. I had never heard of this ever.
It wasn't, the documentary hadn't come out, right?
No, that just came out last year.
Oh, I see. I don't even know because Heather's been bugging me to watch it. And then one day I was at home cleaning and I was like, I guess I'll watch it.
And it's nutso.
It is nuts.
So the documentary she's talking about was HBO Max's called Love Has Won, The Cult of Mother God. I also used Wikipedia, Variety.com article by Addie Morefoot. I heard this. I was shooketh. And here we go.
I was more intrigued by, yes, shooketh.
Yeah.
But just the overall fact of like how she died.
Of all of this. So let me tell you.
Yes. There's so much. I wonder how many people are like, oh, I don't know it. You know, so I'm excited to like get the feedback after this episode because I feel like probably everyone by now, if you're into true crime, you've had to have seen this.
Maybe they haven't though, because I love this stuff and I hadn't heard
an annoying friend that then tells them every 3 days that you have to watch it because you want to talk to me about it.
I'm sorry that I want to share friendship.
Yeah, and I feel the same way about books that I'm like, please, dear God, read this book. And she's like, no, never. Die. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck you.
Go die. I don't say die. I'd be so bored. Okay. No. Okay. Now, normally I don't start this way, but you can't not start this way. So normally I don't start at the end and then go backwards.
Yeah.
I hate that. But this is very appropriate. So here we go. In 2021, Miguel Lamboy called the cops in Crestone, Colorado, saying there's a group of people traveling with a dead body. They ended up at my house and they needed a place to stay. Okay. They're like, what? So,
God, this is so weird.
And in 2021, this was April 28th in 2021. So that was like COVID had come back around a little bit. Things were kind of weird. Like people wanted to get out of their house, but they're scared. So the whole world was ablaze, kind of. So
ablaze.
Yeah. And on April 28th in 2021, around 11:55 p.m., a body of a woman in her mid-40s who was decomposing and mummified was in a bed in a back bedroom at Miguel's house. Now, I need you, everyone.
Hold on. I'm just sorry.
What?
If someone came to my house and was like, hey, we need a place to stay. Cool. And I'm going to bring this dead mummified body into my house. I'd be like, the fuck you are.
Yeah.
The fuck you are. The fuck a dead body is touching my fucking bedding.
And why I would have a lot of questions, too. I would be annoyed if they were like, hey, and then my, my twins are coming, my twin 2-year-olds. I'd be like, that's not going to work for me. I don't want you to bring your kids, let alone a mummy. So,
especially their kids?
No, I'm just saying, like, I would be annoyed if somebody showed up at my house and they were like, oh, by the way, I have 2 kids in the car. I'd be like, no, I really don't want you here.
But a dead body's okay? Or no, you still don't want that?
I was saying that
I know. I'm just giving you a hard time. Just giving you a hard time. I was confirming for our listeners if you liked mummies or not.
God, somebody's gonna write me a mean letter now.
I'd be okay if it I'm happier that it's a mummified body versus like a juicy one.
Well, I don't think it was like that when it got there, but here we go. So I need you to close your mouth. No, to close your eyes and visualize this. Like, I know you saw the documentary, but it's so jarring. So this woman was wrapped in a sleeping bag in bed, wrapped in fucking Christmas lights, had glitter over her eye sockets and no eyes though, because those were gone, like no eyeballs. And her teeth were showing through her lips. Her skin was dark grayish blue.
Google this, everyone. If you don't know the story, you have to understand. Because the thing that literally blew me the fuck away, take everything that Heather is going to say because it's so fucking psycho, but the state of the body is something you cannot imagine. Because you don't know, because it's not likely. It's unlikely to have been something that any normal human would know.
You've never seen this before. I'm going to go ahead and say
Smurf
it.
body.
You've never seen it. It's wrapped in, and when I say Christmas lights, a good 500. Like, it's not just like one strand from the Dollar Tree.
Right.
So the people in the house, because they show the body cam footage, the people in the house were very nonchalant, like, oh, we were commemorating her death by keeping her mummified corpse around. And the cops are like, okay, what?
She is resting. She is at rest.
Yes.
That got me in.
Oof.
Step one.
Yeah. They's like, where's the woman? Oh, she's at rest. She's at rest. Yeah, exactly.
It was not 500 Christmas lights, though. I will say, because I know Christmas light counts. But it's a lot of Christmas lights.
Who fucking cares?
500 is like 18 strands. I mean, it's like 5 strands. But anyway, poor thing.
Yeah. And by the people in the house, there were 7 people, including a 13-year-old and a 2-year-old, that they were both sleeping. Like a fucking 2-year-old. The 13-year-old's one thing, but like a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. And this woman was their leader, 45-year-old Amy Carlson. Amy went by several pet names, and the one main being Mother God, but they also called her Mom and Mama, like casually. Yeah. They told the cops that she didn't die. She did her great ascension. So, like what the Bible says that Christ did on the 40th day after his resurrection and moving to a higher level.
Right. Oh, my God. This is so bizarro.
Are you looking at photos?
I am, because this is what got me the most is her photos.
So, like, I wrote, like... when you eat a mushroom on Super Mario or like sprinting, at the end of the Mario, you slide down the flagpole. Like, that's what I picture. Okay, so
that'd be cool.
Her shrine looked like wild, had Christmas lights, glitter, like a mummy woman, crazy town, like little trinkets and stuff that was like put on
like
her.
An altar and
yes, but with a person in the middle. And the people were all arrested and charged with abuse of a corpse and 2 counts of child abuse because, there were kids in the house. The kids seemed fine physically, but they were still in the house with the mummy. So, okay, let's talk about how it got there. Amy Carlson was born on November 30th, 1975, and grew up in Dallas, Texas. She has 2 sisters named Chelsea and Tara. Now, her family said that she was normal, sweet kid. She was popular, and apparently she could sing very well. All that, got straight A's. Like
really pretty.
Mm-hmm, yeah, she was pretty. And as she got older, it sounded like she had some like guy issues a little bit. She tended to date like abusive men that were super controlling.
Yeah, I think she too was very boy hungry.
Yeah.
There's boy crazy teens. I was a boy crazy teen.
Same.
And there's other people who are not boy crazy.
Yeah.
They became lesbians. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my God. But they said that her parents split up when she was younger and she lived with her dad for a little bit. Then she went with her mom, but she still had a stepdad. So she had a father figure. So sometimes it tends to be quote unquote daddy issues if they lean towards abusive, controlling dudes, whatever. Anyway, she had been married 3 times and none of them worked out. And each ex-husband she had a kid with each guy. So she had 3 kids at this time. She was not the maternal type. Even her mom said it, which is ironic because she had a cult where they called her mom.
I know.
So, like, you're not maternal, but that's your name.
And that's why, like, so many, oh, man. Like, throughout the story, whenever it eventually, like, gets to where people are screaming shit at her, it's like, you're a mom who left your kids and you're being called Mother God. Mm-hmm. You fucking psycho.
Yeah. So 3 kids, 3 exes down, and it's 2006. Amy's 30, and the internet's sort of like the Wild Wild West. Oh my God, do you remember that Will Smith song? I just thought about that.
Yeah, from that movie that they
Wiki,
did,
Wiki,
Wild
Wild.
West. Yeah.
Okay.
And they were inventors back when he was hot and before he slapped fucking Homeboy, and now I don't respect him, and I think he sucks.
Before he slapped people.
If he didn't slap Homeboy, I'd still be a Will Smith fan. But because of that, I won't watch any of his movies, which sucks because he was literally my favorite actor.
Oh, yeah.
Forever.
So in this time of the Wild Wild West of the internet, people are just creating websites. No one's fact checking, and Amy gets super curious.
No one's fact checking now.
I know, but back then they didn't understand that, like, I could make a website and put whatever I wanted on it, and then you could just look and find it and be like, oh, she must know it's on the computer. So people had that mindset.
So people were dumb as fuck.
Yeah, and people really don't fact check now, but back then there were other people like us being like, well, you should probably look into that a little bit further. So It seems harmless at first because just new age thinking and spirituality was what she was looking into. So that's fine. Like, that's
the intro too makes sense.
Normal.
Like, you're looking for a way to find spirituality and a reason for meaning.
Mm-hmm.
They were very nature induced, very focused in like feeling the fucking aura and vibe of life, if you will.
Yeah. And that seems harmless, but it was a slippery slope for her. And apparently shortly after her third kid was born, she started like her behavior changed entirely. Her mom was quoting saying that she went from not that maternal to neglectful, like straight up neglectful mom. Yeah. She starts talking to people online about starships and stuff like that. And her family was like, all right, she's acting kind of like, they supported her new agey stuff, but this was getting kind of out of hand.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
this shit.
Like, there's one thing, like, you can come talk to me about, like, crystals and auras and all that all day, and I will love to talk to you about it. But when you start telling me, like, there's a spaceship going to come pick me up.
The galactic?
Yes.
And I'm like, hey, there's a lot of aliens out there that are my friends.
Yeah, like, I'd be like, cool, let's talk about something else.
I 100% made Heather stop because I had to pee so bad. So here we are. If it sounds like we stopped, because my ass was like, I need you to stop. I really have to pee.
It's a little choppy.
Yeah, it is what it is.
That's fine.
I can't hold this shit in. Or I mean, I wasn't shitting. I was like, I can't hold this shit in. I mean, I can't hold my peas.
I think the truth just came to light.
I know, right? Okay, carry on.
How much? Hang on a second. Okay. Now, Amy was, at this time, you know, her behavior changed and stuff. And she was working as a manager and a trainer at McDonald's. But the same year, she just up and leaves her jobs, her kid, and her family without warning. And her kids at this time were 2, 7, and 12.
I just can't, like...
Just middle of the night.
12 feels really, really bad. 7... How terrible. Like, that is tragic.
These ages suck. I mean, it's never going to be easy. But,
No,
like, her
but
husband didn't see it coming. Like, no one...
Really? She was married at the time?
Nobody saw it coming.
Man, what an ass.
Yeah. So she had met a lot of people online, and one guy talked her into coming and moving in with him in Crestone, Colorado, and she cuts herself off from her family altogether. Her kids, her mom, her sisters, everybody. And, like, a lot of people say that she went there and joined a cult with him. But there's not, like, solid evidence. I know that they showed the guy on the documentary.
Was it the hairy guy?
Mm-hmm.
The guy,
very beginning.
The very beginning guy. I remember this. And this
beard.
guy, so she's really young. And this guy looks like he's 85 and chews tobacco.
Yeah.
Like, the dude, and that he maybe plays, like, one of those big jars. Like, that he blows into and like, slaps his thigh.
Oh, yeah. Wait, can I do it with this?
Real Kentucky of him.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. Like, I would never travel and leave my family, a hot family, in a nice house to go marry Papaw Eddie.
Yeah.
Nasty.
And so this town in Crestone was considered sacred by natives. And according to Wikipedia, it had a population of about 141 people in 2020. So, and it's known for being like New Agey and a spiritual hub for Buddhists, Hindu, and things along that line. So she went
Intriguing.
It didn't take long for the pair to start making videos online about their beliefs and calling themselves, he called himself Father God, and he said, well, you're Mother God. So he fucking started this bullshit, in my opinion. Like, yeah. They started picking up steam, and she decided one day she was, quote, more God than other people who were God. And she left him. Yes.
So I had apparently been like cleaning or organizing or doing something whenever she left him. Mm-hmm. Like, so whenever I was watching, I was like, wait, where did
it's real quick
Papa
turn.
Jimmy go? And I was so confused because it was like, I literally think I went to pee as quickly as I just did and came back and he was out of the picture and she had left. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they don't talk about it on the documentary that she went to a cult, but everything I read points to she did go to a cult with him and then somehow ended up like coming to lead them. And anyway, okay. So the YouTube and Facebook live streams caused her to perfect a new group that was called the Galactic Federation of Light.
Perfect. Mm-hmm. Perfect name.
During all this, she met a new man, a new father god, one of many, by the way, who claimed she cured his cancer, and then this cult was born because they were like, oh, well, she cured his cancer. She must really be the mother god.
That pussy, though.
What?
Should be curing that cancer, fucking. Dude, they talk about her sexual prowess throughout that shit. They're like, she exuded sexual energy.
Yeah. Well,
and if you're allowed to just like fuck everyone, I couldn't imagine being in a room of a whole bunch of like young, happy people like smoking weed and everyone's like, you're God. Who do you want to fuck? And just be fucking. And then you're like married to someone, they're like, fuck everyone and anyone. I don't know. Just be doing, that's how the demon orgies start. Sexual energy, man.
Right. Okay, like I said, some people say that she was initially brainwashed, but nobody really knows whenever it took like a dark turn. Amy claimed that she was living her 534th life. So, like, apparently you can't keep a bad bitch down.
Where does this shit come from?
I mean, she just keeps coming back. She wasn't lame people, though, like when she was reincarnated. So she lived as Jesus, Joan of Arc, Marilyn Monroe, and I'm pretty sure Cleopatra. So, like, she's not just like the dude down the street. Like,
at one time, I was a florist.
Right?
And then?
Like a quiet accountant who had 2 poodles and a white picket fence. Nope.
I built swords for King Arthur. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. She was making tons of her videos talking about starships that they were going to come scoop her up, and then her followers would finally learn the truth. The truth was that the cabal, which is a small group of people who are united for a secret plot, and it's usually politically motivated, the cabal was keeping her down, and every time she would like ascend, they would murder her.
Right.
Yes, because, you know. And remember that episode that I did a long time ago of the lizard people? Like, think like lizard people, rich people, Hollywood people, all that cause all the suffering. And apparently they kill her off to keep her quiet 533 times before this. Yes. And any people who don't follow Mommy God will have to go and live on the central galactic sun or be turned into rocks. So, like, look, you have to go live on the sun or you're going to be a gravel on a country road.
Either God, bring me home, man.
Either or.
I just have to say that I watched the documentary literally like 2 weeks ago, and I feel like I'm learning all of this for the first time. I don't know if I just was like...
It's a lot to take in.
Yeah, I think my brain only took in like how she died. Well, and like little pieces, because I'm like, when you're telling me this, I was like, I had no idea.
Yeah, so I watched the documentary when it first came out, and then so I learned some stuff from that, but a lot of this I read because the documentary doesn't even tell all of it.
So I'm not crazy.
Some of this I sprinkled in. That is new stuff.
Look at you go. Who's my little journalist ladybug? Heather?
No, I just read a couple things.
Okay, well, I would like to be called Journalist Ladybug from now on.
Okay, well, we'll do that until your 64th birthday, and on your 65th, we'll change it to Cookie.
Exactly.
Okay, so that wild shrine that I talked about was not new and had been built in advance so followers could come and worship her after she did ascend. Now, this just keeps getting fucking wild and wilder. So with each video Mother God posted, she basically talked to people who were vulnerable, looking for answers online. They were sick, and that... You know, like cult leaders naturally do.
Anyone that's looking for answers online is vulnerable.
Yeah, and it's usually a lot of people that like they go like their doctor was like, well, you need to do this or you're sick. And they're like, well, no, I want a second opinion. And their second opinion is Ask Jeeves. Like they go online.
Yeah.
So but then they're like, oh, well, this lady must know. She cures cancer.
I mean, you can do whatever you want, right? Like with that shit, you Google whatever it is, as we all know from every basic like study of everything. It depends on who paid for it or who's doing it. So it's like if you're wanting to find spirituality online, you're going to find it.
Yeah, you can find whatever you want online, whatever angle you want to go from.
Exactly. Yeah. And so she just was able to get the ones.
Yeah. Yeah. She talks about her plan to save humanity and starts bringing her followers in on the videos to sing her praises to the other people. In 2018, they changed the name of the cult to Love Has Won from Galactic, whatever the fuck I said.
Federation of something stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. Her followers said she's been reincarnating for 19 billion years trying to save said humanity. You know, as one does. She apparently is going to lead the chosen 144,000 people into the 5th dimension to do so. Oh, I forgot. In 2014, she said that the great Robin Williams, R.I.P., when he passed away, she said she had a direct spiritual connection with him. And on the documentary, they like show the shrine and his photo was on there. And I'm like, leave Mrs. Doubtfire alone. He's been through enough.
It just blows me away.
He's been through enough.
I feel so bad for his family after this. Like any famous person that like it was a weird collage. It was
Yeah,
just a weird
so
collage
weird.
of people, and it's like, come on.
Yeah. And she said in one of her lives, whenever she lived on it was like the made-up country of Lumeria or something like that. It sounded like a flowery scent. Plumeria, Lumeria, something like that. Anyway, she said that Donald Trump was her dad when she was there.
No.
Like, who's bragging on that?
The money.
Her beliefs aligned a lot with QAnon conspiracy theories, but the documentary didn't touch on that at all. They kind of left that part out, which, I mean, makes sense. But it's super, like, QAnon would be super duper right wing political stuff. Like, it can get scary. So they left that part off. But a lot of her beliefs aligned a lot with that. They also combined Christianity, Scientology, numerology, astrology, and one thing said that she basically appeals to spiritual seekers. So anybody, that seeks spirituality. And she just cherry picks from what she likes just so she can do that.
Yeah.
Amy said that the lost city of Atlantis was real and that it sank after some kind of explosion because somebody came in and stole the fancy technology.
Is it actually real, though?
I don't know anything about it.
I'm pretty sure it's real.
Is it?
I don't want to be stupid, but I
have no idea. I've never looked
at
into it.
the end of the day, if somebody's, I think I've watched something on it, but at the end of the day, if you think I'm dumb for it, I don't fucking care.
I don't either. But they stole some kind of fancy technology and sank it in the war on Cabal.
I don't think that's why.
Right? Yeah. And that was like what started the war on the Cabal, or with the Cabal. Now, there were about 12 to 20 full-time members who lived with her, but that doesn't include the 20,000 Facebook followers that watch her bullshit. The group moves from Colorado to California. They went to Florida for a little bit, the Oregon, and then they ended up back in Colorado.
They picked such crunchy granola places. I thought it was very smart where they ended up going. But it's just also I kept thinking, what a wild life of these people who are the age that should be having mortgages or at least an apartment and a job are just like moving all over the place, living in one home.
Leaving their families behind.
Not able to talk to their families. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty fucking wild. And in the house, they started each day with live streams at 6 a.m. And those usually were about 3 hours each. So, no, I don't think I would want to do that.
I wouldn't mind.
Ugh, it just seems like a lot of work. And you're a morning person. I'm not. I'd be like, can we do 4 p.m.? I'm more on then. They started out on the live stream with just new age stuff, but evolved into the conspiracies. They went on rants about how Hitler was a good guy and the Holocaust was fake, all this shit. They just shit.
I remember them talking because the girls would cuss and get all really aggressive and they just sounded stupid.
Yeah.
And I cuss all the fucking time and I totally get it. But they're literally sounding like fucking idiots. They're like, well, yeah, fucking Trump told me that he wanted me to fucking do that thing with those sheep.
Yeah.
And you're like, what are you saying, you dingaling?
Yeah, they sound fucking dumb.
Ugh.
And they begin offering these things called spiritual surgeries for the low, low price of $88. And you can have a virtual session with Amy herself to heal you through the screen of your cancer, your addictions, and everything in between. $88, Teams call.
At the end of the day,
boom,
placebo.
cancer gone. Yeah.
I don't think on the cancer front, but everything else is just a placebo effect, I'm sure.
Yeah. So despite how wild this sounds, they get 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, and their videos, whether people are watching them for what reasons or not, had 1.5 million views.
Right.
And money starts being donated to them, and it just starts flowing. And during all this, Mama God runs through some daddy gods. Now, one of them on the show, he said, do you remember what he said? He was like, well, I wasn't really attracted to her, but she told me that I was gifted and spiritual and I was Father God. So basically he just leaned in.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was like, I wasn't attracted to her, but I ate that pussy.
Oh my God. We're playing a drinking game to see how many times you can say pussy on this episode.
I mean, I literally, right? Please do. Whenever I saw that, I was like, oh, wow. And that's where I was like, oh, okay. He just can't.
Yeah.
I mean, way to take one for the team, I guess.
I don't know, just leaned in. He's like, well, she is God, so I guess I could fuck her.
I mean, same thing from other episodes of what stories are talking about.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. Jason Castillo was the craziest father god, though.
I hated him.
Yeah. Yeah.
He seems
Like
psychotic.
He would skin a cat in front of you and then try to cuddle you after or something. Like
I don't know. I bet his sex is crazy though. Right?
He's like, hook my nipples up to this car battery real quick. And I'm like, what?
Right? Oh my God. Minimum.
Right.
That is a minimum. That's a casual Tuesday after spaghetti sex.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I feel like he would do weird positions, maybe hang from the ceiling and do a chin up.
He sleeps upside down. There's no way he does not hang upside down when he sleeps.
Oh, if he does.
Yeah.
That meth.
Right. So Jason Castillo came along in 2018. He had a criminal record and shit like that for breaking and entering, child neglect, not Boy Scout leader, to say the least. And after he takes said throne, members are only allowed to sleep when Amy sleeps. So 2 to 4 hours a night, they get to sleep. So sleep deprivation, one of the classic cult tactics.
Why wasn't she sleeping?
Oh, it's probably because she's blowed out all the time.
Well, that makes me sleep. Makes me eat and sleep. I'm like a fucking house cat.
They had 5 a.m. wake-ups. They can't even sit down for too long. Their food intake was super restricted. And Amy gets to eat whatever she wants. But it's just control for
But she did. So wasn't it, and I'm sure you're going to touch on it, my apologies if I am. Okay. But didn't she say that you're more holier by the less food you eat, the holier you are? So she was training everyone to be anorexic, which was saving money on food costs. And was also a reason why she ended up dying, was anorexia. Because she was anorexic whenever she was younger. She had gotten heavier. And her mom was kind of one of those moms that was like...
Are you sure you need that second scoop of potatoes?
Yeah.
Kind of mom.
Yeah. And so she ended up losing weight. I think it was through anorexia. And then she felt pretty. And that kind of started the whole, I can be pretty thing. But I just think it's amazing that... I don't think I paid attention to the sleep deprivation portion, but the anorexia I did because she lost so much weight and she just basically quit eating.
Well, Amy told them that eating too much was a, quote, symptom of our rampant ego. And ego doesn't mean what you think it means. Ego stands for edging God out.
Oh, God.
Yes, their food was donated from local food banks, and they're only allowed little bits of it, which annoys me because they had money in the bank.
Oh, yeah.
So, fuck you for taking other people's food that actually need it.
Yeah, you could have paid for your food. 100%. Fuck them.
And none of the people were allowed to spend money.
And they also lived, on a commune. Grow your own things. If you're, Mother God, how are you not Mother Nature?
I know.
At the end of the day.
Yeah. That part pissed me off so bad. All of this is stupid, but that part, I'm stop it.
Certain things definitely get underneath your skin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, none of the members pay rent, but of course they have to serve Mother God. So upon arrival, they're like, here's my 401k, here's my savings, here's everything. And they don't get a dime when people are just giving them money for talking on the computer. They don't get any of it. And I remember on the documentary, one of the girls said she would just wanted to order a pizza. And they were like, yeah, you can't do that. And she's like, what do you mean? I have money. Can I not buy a pizza? And they're like, no.
I'd be like, the fuck?
And I'd be like, I want a fucking pizza. Bitch.
At the end of the day, the thing that no one is going to tell me what I'm allowed to do is eat. No.
Yeah. Now, the members aren't supposed to take drugs or drink alcohol. However, Amy is...
Take drugs or drink alcohol.
Yeah.
They're Sorry, not supposed I stop to. And I look at you because I'm like, everyone was on drugs the whole fucking time.
Yeah, but they're not supposed to be.
Oh my God, so dumb.
So, but... Amy is shit canned the entire time. She would pound beers all day. And then
that Jason dude was always wasted.
Yeah. And then at nighttime, she would drink vodka waters, which is funny because that's what I drink. But she would drink, they said, at least 9 every night, which I can drink, but that's a lot. Every single night. Plus, you've been pounding beers all day and doing drugs, even though no one's supposed to. So she would not only do this just in the house, but she would do it on the live streams. So, yeah. Amy claims to be this loving leader, but she's actually kind of a dick. So she gets fucked up, and then she's an asshole to everyone. But
that's whenever she's saying that the bodies, the spirits of their other deities, if you will, are inside of her.
Yeah.
They were like, she was so nice. But whenever Robin Williams was inside of her, she was angry.
Yeah. Or she would blame it on them, too. It was their energy was off.
It was always them.
One of the videos that I turned off, but she grabs a cat by the scruff and then throws it and blows in its face and basically abuses an animal on the video, and it's like, well, his energy was off. Fuck you, lady.
Mother God.
This fucking lady.
Fuck her.
So she goes on tirades and cusses like one of the Osbournes on the live stream, like every other word. And one of them, she was wasted and yells, "Spiritual whores die. If you're not connected to me, you're out." Like all hammered. Like
That's so embarrassing.
Spiritual whores die. Like
I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And then one video I saw showed her berating a member and he brought her food. Once they served her, he brought her meatballs. But then when she looked at it, and then she apparently asked for chicken parm. So she's so drunk. She's like, my vision was chicken parmesan.
I remember that.
Right? And then Father God gets real pissed and defensive and gets in that guy's face. And he's like bitching him up and down, but he looks like he's going to stab him. He doesn't hit him, but he looks like over meatballs.
Instead of reading my mind.
My vision was chicken parmesan. I'm going to say that tonight when we go get pizza. I'm going to say, my vision was pizza. And if I don't get it, I'm throwing it. That one got me. I couldn't stop laughing whenever I said that. I was typing it and I was laughing. Now, another one, I didn't like this one. They give a 2-year-old kid, he was like being a 2-year-old toddler, and they lock the toddler in the dark closet for like minutes at a time, and they scream at him through the door. Because,
what the fuck?
Yeah, they were like, well, you guys, the way you guys parent, it's the way you all parent. It's the world parents differently. We need to treat kids like this.
Oh, yeah.
Lock them in a fucking closet, you asshole.
Let's do that.
I know.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Light deprivation
and
fear.
They did all this shit on video.
This makes sense. I'm going to have a child so I can then do that. What the fuck?
I know. It's so stupid.
They did everything on video. Everything was recorded.
Everything. And
except for sex. We didn't see any sex.
I don't want to see it.
I wonder if they had some. I bet they were hairy. Okay, what were you saying? What? They were all very crunchy.
The house looked like it smelled. Like everything looked like it smelled.
They look like they smelled.
Yes. And in 2020, during COVID, Amy's family didn't give up on her, and they've been watching all this online. She wouldn't talk to him that often, but they watched her online. Yeah. So they reached out to the only person that they thought could help. Stupid Dr. fucking Phil.
I think that's so funny.
It's so, I can't.
I mean, it was so extreme. Why not?
They had to try something.
At the end of the day. Yeah, catch me outside, girl.
It was COVID. There's no rules. So
right.
They instead of being helpful, he obviously exploited her for the show. But on the documentary, do you remember when she was like, "I'm going to be on Dr. Phil. I get to share my vision with the world."
She thought it was going to be Oprah.
Yeah, and then
at this point they were in Hawaii. So at this point they're in Hawaii because they basically been like exiling from location to location.
Yeah, I'll talk about this. Yeah.
And so at this point, they're just in a whole different location.
Yeah.
And she literally thinks that this is her moment because she's in so much pain.
She's going to ascend.
She's going to be able to tell everyone that she is Mother God.
She wears a crown. It's just crazy. Yeah. So, of course, he exploits.
Hold on. Sorry. I also want to point out that I'm pretty sure she's just like sitting outside on the front, like on the back patio. Like, I'm going to meet Dr. Phil and be on TV. And I'm just going to sit in the back patio. I just couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even join a Teams call.
Right.
On the back patio.
I know. She was on the show. He kind of asked her about, there was abuse allegations from previous people that have left. And then they had even just found one of their followers like wandering naked in the desert, like earlier before that. So he asked her about these things. And she flipped her shit and like yelled at him. Obviously, everything was all his fault.
We need to watch that episode tonight.
Yeah, I want to watch that. And soon after that, August, the group, because they weren't there in Hawaii yet, but like shortly after this aired, they flew to Kauai, Hawaii, and they were not accepted very well. Amy publicly claims that she was the Hawaiian goddess Pele. And the locals got real pissed.
Of course.
They take that real serious.
They should. Yeah. As everyone should.
Yeah.
As everyone should. Mm-hmm. As Americans, we're just like, we don't have...
We can be kind of dicks sometimes.
Yeah.
Like entitled dicks for no reason.
Well, not even
like,
that.
why would you say that, you know?
I'm not really a big like God person, and that's okay. That's my journey.
Yeah.
That is me. Mm-hmm. And that's okay.
Yeah.
So whenever she says she's Mother God, I don't think shit about it because I'm like, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
But other people are hella fucking offended.
Yeah.
Because you're not fucking God. Stop saying you're God.
Exactly.
That is ridiculous. Let alone to be a white woman going to another country stating that you are their goddess and you're not even Hawaiian.
Yeah, no.
Let alone of the descent of like unreal.
It's super disrespectful.
So I couldn't
on
imagine
so many levels.
What is more disrespectful than that?
The whole thing.
Besides going over there and like, it's like coming over here and just going in front of our president and like catching our fucking flag on fire.
Yeah, they get real mad. And they basically ran her out of town. Some of them were peaceful protesters outside their house. And then some of them like threw eggs and rocks at the house and stuff. And the mayor even wrote him a letter and was like, hey, I can't legally kick you out, but you should probably go. Like there's a ruckus. You need to get out of here. So they packed up their shit and they went back. And Amy, at this point, she'd be looking haggard. Like, she's getting sick, and she's skinny, and her health is not great.
Yeah, she's like 100 pounds.
Yeah, and she claimed to be paralyzed from the waist down, which she was shown in a couple of videos, like, in the bed when she was, like, stoned out of her gourd, like, dancing a little bit. So, I don't know about the paralyzed thing. Obviously, it was hard for her to walk because she weighed, like, 2 pounds and wasn't taking
she was
care of
poisoning herself.
Yeah, and she claimed to have stage 5 cancer in her entire body, which for the record, stage 5, not a thing.
Yeah.
So they were pushing a hardcore at the same time all this is happening, like holistic healthcare products. And most notably was that colloidal.
Yeah.
Yes. Silver, which Amy took constantly. And that's why her skin started turning blue.
So colloidal silver, for everyone who doesn't know about it because I had to know. Mm-hmm. The second I was watching the shit and I'm like, this bitch is turning purple.
Yeah.
Tell me everything. Mm-hmm. She's turning purple. # silver. Colloidal silver and they were selling it. It's not legal in the U.S. The FDA has not approved it, and you cannot consume it. You should not be consuming it. So as she's dying, right? So she's 90 pounds because she's anorexic because she's not eating. She's drinking excessively because she's an alcoholic. Then she's drinking lead. Like basically fucking nickels.
Like a lot of it.
Oh, just fucking there's videos of her just pulling it up like it's a fucking tasty kombucha.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's fucking nuts.
And she doesn't stop. And this is this was the thing that got me in the whole thing. Yes, so many things happened.
Yeah.
Yes, I should be sitting here massaging the 85 things that are just fucking psycho of this. The thing that got my goat the most was the fact that she was poisoning herself.
Yeah.
Being anorexic, only drinking alcohol, and then acting like it's because the world's inability to understand that she's holding our pain and our rage and our hatred, and that we don't love her enough, that we're not good enough human beings, that we are society is the reason, the whole earth is the reason that I'm dying. Yeah. But it's because you're literally fucking poisoning yourself, you stupid fucking twat. And she could have stopped the whole time. Yeah. That's the whole other thing. She's like, I'm dying. I'm going to ascend. I'm dying. It's my time. It's my time. The fuck it's your time, you stupid fucking idiot.
Right?
You're poisoning. You are killing yourself.
I know.
Oh my God. And it's not even alcoholism. I know that's a horrible thing, and that's literally people having an addiction, because this is you drinking poison and not eating food. Yeah. So I cannot support any part of it. Like, it just drives me insane. I'm sorry that I will jump off this soapbox, but that is the thing that made me so crazy.
Yeah. So they were selling those products and the silver and all that stuff. The FDA actually reached out to them and were like, hey, bro, you can't do that. You need to stop. Like, please stop. We never promoted this. They were saying it cured COVID. Like, a lot of susceptible people were looking for answers when nobody knew about COVID. So they were even saying that. And they promoted like weird shit. Obviously, everything was weird, but they promoted staring directly into the sun and said, oh, you won't go blind because you need the sun's energy. They said heart attacks are fine because that's just your heart expanding. Like, I could go on, but it's all fucking stupid. Like, oh, you're not having a heart attack. It's just your heart's expanding.
It's like the Grinch on Christmas Day when all the people of Whoville started singing.
I know.
And his heart grew 3 times that day.
Well,
and it hurt. That's where they got it from. I guarantee that bitch got it from the Grinch. I guarantee it.
She probably did.
Fucking did.
On October 15th, 2020, one of the live streams had 2 followers saying Amy wanted to see a doctor. Have you seen this video? They said Amy wanted to see a doctor, but they were like, well, we're not going to take her because we know what a hijacking looks like. The cabal will come in and hijack her and ruin the entire ascension. So no, we're not taking her to the hospital. We refuse. So
I didn't see that.
She got to the point where she was asking to go to the hospital and they refused. And that's a quote.
Oh, because I was wondering, because they, like, whenever I saw it, she was saying, like, I guess that's why one of them was saying, no, we never refused her. Like, she just didn't want to go because no one trusted going to the hospital.
No, she asked.
It would have been cool if she would have ate a fucking sandwich, laid off the booze, and stopped drinking nickels.
Right? Yeah. So she asked on this live. They said that on the live. They were like, well, she asked, and we said no because we know what a hijacking looked like. They were so adamant and so passionate about it. They were like, no. And the last time that Amy was seen alive was by her landlord in California because they were going back and forth between. And this was on April 10th of 2021. And he said, like, she looked like she was dying. She should go. Have you taken her to the doctor? And they were like, she doesn't want to go. I'm like, no. And a photo was posted on one of their Facebook groups, like a private group, and Father God was holding her, but no one could tell if she was alive or not. And that was 6 days later on the 16th. Amy's cause of death was alcohol abuse, anorexia, and chronic ingestion of colloidal silver. So like you said, she literally killed herself slowly in a horrible way.
All of it.
Yeah.
All of it could have been stopped.
Yeah.
All of it could have stopped.
100%.
There's nothing else I could say. Now, the thing, too, on that colloidal silver bullshit is, like, whenever your skin does talk, because you can see, too, it started with her face and then the rest of her body.
Yeah.
And then whenever she became mummified, she was literally silver.
Yeah.
That, I don't know if you know this, but that color, whenever it starts to happen from that silver poisoning, your skin cannot go back to its natural color.
Really?
Yeah. So if that color happens, there's no, like, undoing it. So even if she would have stopped consuming it after her face turned silver, she would
still be that color?
Yeah.
Man. I would
that
at least try to
crazy?
slap some spray tan on top of that. It'd still be a grayish brown.
You would look like Squidward.
Yeah. Now, all the charges were dropped because you know how they got arrested at the beginning? Now we're back to where they found her.
Yeah.
All the charges were dropped against the cult members because basically they didn't think they would win. Now, back in 2021, when I first heard this stuff, they said 4 of the charges had been dropped and the others were still pending. All of them were dropped. Like, the group after that splintered off, and after her,
I bet it was hard to prove.
I mean,
why waste the money in court and everyone's time?
They were like, look, we don't, yeah. Like, and they had the kids checked out. They were unharmed physically. They get them some therapy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Obviously, all these people have their own issues.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever.
And the group splintered off after her quote unquote ascension. And some of them follow Father God still to this day in a group called Joy Reigns. And then the messaging has not changed. Like, one of the lives that they would do, like, because a couple of the girls, most of the people on the documentary are still
friends,
still members too. Like, there was only one person on there that said former member, and the rest of them were current.
So both of the Father Gods end up moving in together, and they have that page. And then 2 of the other girls ended up, I don't know if they lived together, or if I think they just lived near each other in Florida, and they're friends in the 3D world that they call it. But I think I'm happy that people are still friends with people. But the concept is that she needed to die to ascend. Mm-hmm. So they believed that they really thought at one point that she'd come back to life. That's why they kept her body.
That's why they were doing all God.
And that's why they were doing all that testing. Mm-hmm. And they were like, do you see the electromagnetic, whatever? Honey, she drank silver.
Yeah, of course it's going to test something on the when they measure it. They were putting it up on the documentary. They were putting that up to her foot.
Yeah, and it was like, at the end of the day, it's just like mind blowing that they believe that she was going to come back to life.
Yeah,
but then B, that they still believed because her goal was to die and ascend. Mm-hmm. They thought she had to ascend because they were standing outside all these nights looking for their fucking UFO to take their mother God up there. And I couldn't imagine all this time thinking this was real and waiting for it because she's saying it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And maybe they believed that it would happen. Almost like if I sat downstairs on Christmas Eve and I was like, Santa's going to come down that fucking chimney.
Yeah.
He's going to come.
Yeah.
He's coming. I believe it. He's coming. I'm putting all my eggs in that fucking basket.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Yeah. So Joy Reigns, all the other stuff. And then also one guy opened a nonprofit. So, of course, they don't have to pay fucking taxes. That shit gets on my nerves. Hashtag Scientology. Anyway.
Right.
A few of them still to this day are doing virtual surgeries for $55.55. So $55.55 for 30 minutes, in case you're interested. And you needed a spiritual surgery.
Maybe we should do it just to see what it's
Dear
about.
God, no.
What are they? They can't do anything to me.
I don't know. Why does that make me
fuck with my aura?
all of a sudden?
I just think it'd be entertaining.
Oh God, that would creep me out so bad. Okay,
You just sit on the other side of the camera.
Okay, I'll sit on
Watch out. I might do it.
Oh God.
Once I'm done with this wedding, because I've said all this fucking money on the wedding, and once I can throw away $55.55, I'm doing it.
You just ask for that for Christmas. It's on your Christmas list.
Oh my gosh, my birthday, my giftful. Watch me do it. Travis's mom will contact me and be like,
on your Christmas list.
Yeah, Mary would be like, "Do you want to talk?"
I would ask you the same thing, and I know you're talking about it right.
I'd have to put in the comments, "This is for the podcast. Please don't think that I'm having any issues. I'm very happy and safe."
Okay. The director of the documentary Love Is One, Hannah Olsen, she said, and I quote, "Amy created a palace of lies that she could not escape from." And that is the crazy story of the death of Amy Carlson, leader of the Love Has Won cult.
When she says that, do you think that Amy killed herself so that she could ascend and she could keep this lie?
I think that she didn't know how to, she got in too deep.
And
then
she
she was like, fuck. Like,
I'm just going to have to kill myself so that I can ascend, because that was always the end game.
I kind of think that. Like,
I
she
do
kind of
too.
just gave up and was like, well, they all believe it. I might as well lean in and go with it. They're not going to take me to the hospital. They already told me no. Like,
Yeah.
and so then she had to be like, well, I don't want to go. Well, she did want to go. They just told her no. So then she was like, well, I better just say I don't want to go either because of that. It's wild.
I could have also just stopped.
I would have been like, you know
at
what,
some
guys?
point, you know.
God spoke to me, or whatever she said. Like, just be like, I got another vision, and I think that they want me to end it on this life, and I need to stop drinking the silver and the vodkas and eating my chicken parm and not letting you eat. And what about that crazy girl that I had this one stuck in my brain the most, is when the girl that was on the documentary, she was sitting on the floor in Amy's room, wrote down everything in a notebook the bitch did. So, like, it said coughed 10:55, like sneezed at this time, danced at the. I'm like, who's just doing that? Who's doing that?
That's your only job.
God,
I don't know.
How boring. I'd be like, hey, bitch, can you do something? I have to watch you all day, so I need you to church it up a little bit. Dance for the man.
Right? I don't know. I mean, I do think that she just got too far.
I think she did too.
And she couldn't turn back around. But I am with you.
Yeah.
I would think that she would have at some point been like,
just make sure
I am going to meditate on this. And they have told me that I need to be healthy.
Yeah.
And
like,
so what I need to
healthy.
do is stop everything that I'm doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck.
Motherfuckers, man.
Anyway, y'all go watch that documentary.
Yeah, you need to, because it's crazy. You know what's also crazy?
What?
The fact that we still need you guys to like, rate, review, subscribe.
Yes.
To us.
Yeah.
Pretty please.
I say you do it.
Yes, please. Mother of God says you should.
Mother of God says you should.
I should not say that.
My spiritual vision was for you to subscribe to our podcast.
That's beautiful.
And chicken parm, because I'm hungry.
Oh my God.
So can we go?
Yeah, let's go do that.
All right.
Okay, we love you guys.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Theodore, can I bet that dog?